This season on An Hour of Sleep plays Chronotopia. Experience wealth.
The attention she had for her people, as well as the vast power her wealth gave her, made the young princess hugely respected across the country, and everyone praised her ability to take gold from the backside of the donkey.
Does the donkey poop gold?
She's just pulling it out of her ass.
Romance.
Without a word, the young girl stood up and let her maid guide her. Though,
Go ahead.
Through
You're doing great.
precise and vigorous gestures, the retainer made her take a bath and then took care of dressing her.
Thank you, I don't think I
No,
could
you're welcome,
read that.
Frog. I had that one for you. And Ellie trying to pronounce Latin words in a German accent.
Oh, come on. Liber Simplicis Medicina by the Abbess Hildegard of Bingen, translated from German. This may be what I need.
Oh, definitely.
course.
Yep.
As if she had put a finger over my heart. A sharp pain ran through my stomach and skull. Her eyes reminded me of the sky, the great azure sky, and the coldness of the ground when my guts spilled on the floor. I was falling. I was drowning. I was going to hit the floor. I was only fate's toy, a thing without will. Yes, that was my dream, a fall. But was it really a dream? The wind blowing in my hair felt so real. The light so bright. And before that, before falling, I was on a lighthouse promontory. I was watching over the landscape from atop of the tower. The air was fresh, just warm enough, and the sun was caressing my skin. But despite all that, I jumped. I was the only one who did. I killed myself. But why? I don't know. I don't remember why I did it. When I finally came back to my senses, the young woman was staring at me with a large smile.
You just got a piece of your memory back, right?
Who are you?
Ah, how stupid of me. I did not introduce myself. Where are my manners? My name is Liz. I'm this village's wise woman, and I'm going to be with you during the inner journey you're going to make in the following days.
I don't get it at all. What am I doing here? What is this place?
Oh, don't worry. My job is also to tell you about the rules of this world. Let me begin with an overview of what's going on. Then you can ask me anything you want. Is that all right with you?
Not like I have much of a choice, do I?
Subject personality, deeply pessimistic. I see. Then, if this is how you're going to be, go on. Ask me anything on your mind right now. What do you want to know?
Where are we?
Right now, you are in a timeless space which doesn't have a real name, but you can think of it as a purgatory. In this world, the night is eternal. You'll never see the sun. There's no end to the moor wherever you go. Nobody knows if it leads anywhere at all. Nobody knows where these ruins come from, and nobody knows why we're the only ones wandering here. But we do know we're not living beings. We don't need to eat or drink, much less sleep. We are just here. By the way, that's the reason we've called ourselves shadows.
What exactly is a shadow?
By nature, a shadow's existence is cryptic. You wake up someday in the temple, you use your time as you see fit, then one day you go back to sleep without any explanation. That's what we call being born and dying, but that's not really the best way to describe it, because you can wake up multiple times or sleep forever. It's the tradition for each shadow to be given a name based on their dreams that they had while they were sleeping in their cocoon. It's said that those dreams are in fact memories from your previous life. Your presence here is some sort of transition. If you manage to put your previous life behind you, you will be able to come back to life and have a second chance. If not, you'll be stuck here.
Does this mean I'm dead?
Probably. This isn't how you picture the afterlife, right?
Well, let's just say it's rather surprising.
I suppose it would be better if one knew the basics of metempsychosis beforehand, but that's not very common, or a real word. Strangely enough, as long as we're alive, we never worry too much about what comes after. Rebirth and transmigration of souls, these concepts seem so distant to us. And when it comes time to die, nobody is ever ready.
What exactly happens during a shadow's birth? What's going to happen to me?
Oh, well, that's quite simple. The village council will gather to give you a name, and we'll let you live amongst our tribe until the next time you are called to sleep. If you wake up once again in the future, we will give you a new name, and so forth and so on.
That's it?
Well, most of it. That's the usual process when someone wakes up with clear memories of their dream, at least. Sometimes, a shadow only has partial or blurry memories, so we can't give them a proper name. That's what wavering shadows are, people stuck between the worlds, whose flame could vanish at any moment. Oh, you're still here. Okay. Want to know something else?
Why are wavering shadows different from the others?
Ah, good question. I can't tell you why some people have it easier than others when it comes to remembering their dreams, but I do have my own theory. In my opinion, it's all a matter of individuality. Not everyone is ready to put things behind them, especially if they lived a hectic life. There's also a high rate of wavering shadows amongst those who killed themselves. I imagine it's because they arrived here with the will to forget.
What happens when shadows don't recall their dream? I couldn't help but gulp as I waited for the answer.
The wavering shadow is locked in the purification hall for several days, so they can meditate and get rid of the mist in their mind. After those few days, if they manage to get their memories back, they will have the right to join us. However, if they fail for whatever reason, they're denied. The wavering shadows who fail to overcome this trial are cursed. You will lose the ability to see, as well as the ability to talk. There's only one way to atone for your sins, and that's to become one of the temple's priests.
Like that person I met when I woke up? They were blindfolded and wouldn't speak to me.
They were indeed a priest, so they really couldn't answer you.
Get it now.
Priests watch over the temple. That's where most of the shadows wake up, and where the faded shadows go back to sleep.
So you don't do anything special to keep them asleep?
Well, not at all. Actually, the shadows who are on the verge of fading are irredeemably drawn. Irremediably? Irremediably. The shadows who are on the verge of fading are always drawn to this place and come stand next to the walls all by themselves. Then plants grow little by little over their bodies and cover them. You can consider your cocoon as an extension of your body, if you're really creepy.
Ew, that's disgusting.
I actually think it's rather poetic, you know? Anyway, the priests lost their existence and now spend their life serving the community, which isn't bad considering, what they have available to them. Some patrol around the world and try to find shadows who wake up in other places. That's a noble mission, yet a rather lonely one.
There's no other way to save wavering shadows?
I'm glad you asked. You see, some time ago, we would simply throw them into the purification hall, waiting for them to overcome the trial by themselves. When I came here, I offered to help wavering shadows recall their past lives using a method called mnemotherapy. That's the reason why those girls brought you to me.
I'm scared.
As you should be.
What's menotherapy?
The whole process simply involves analogies. I just tell stories that involve universal themes suited to my interlocutor's personality, then they have to draw parallels with their past lives by themselves. My method might appear a little childish to you, but it does help stimulate the memory.
All I have to do is listen to you and react when something seems familiar?
Exactly. I'm going to make you explore a Uchronia, and you'll have to find pieces of your memory.
A Uchronia?
Yes, a word I just made up.
Oh.
You must be familiar with the concept of a utopia. That's a place that doesn't exist. I know, I'm being a little selective with my definitions.
Yeah.
Anyway, as for me, I let people travel through times that do not exist. Temporal utopias. I had the occasion to visit in the past.
Wait, what do you mean travel? I thought there was nothing else beyond the moor.
I'm not fond of getting into the details because it's rather hard to swallow, but let's say I have the huge privilege of being the only one able to leave the village.
Suspicious. So there's some sort of exit to this place somewhere?
No. Well, it's hard to explain. Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Okay, basically, I'm able to travel from one world to another. They're all closed spaces, but I can walk between the worlds to find my way. I can't be seen by the inhabitants of those other worlds, but I can watch many things. Creepily. That's why I'm able to talk to you and take you with me in a Uchronia, and why I'm a respected member of the village. Nobody else is able to do this.
Wait, you want me to witness past events you've already seen yourself? How is this even possible?
Yes and no. Like I said, these are Uchronias, temporal utopias. Time works differently there. I can go back to the creation of a world if I so desire.
Why are you the only one able to travel?
Well...
Lynn looks uncomfortable. She took a deep breath and shot a profoundly gentle look at me.
Well, shadows are not really people to begin with, and the things you see in your dreams are not really from your past life. In fact, we're ideas. All of us. Our dreams are our concepts. But a concept is a shifting thing, so it's quite normal to be put to sleep and come back to life as a new variation of the same concept. The thing is, nobody here realizes it, or rather, nobody wants to admit it. Because if there's an idea, then there's someone who thought of that idea, and being the toy of some unseen being is not pleasant. I'm the only one here who accepted myself as an incomplete idea and embraced my true essence. That's it.
Ideas? But ideas can't feel and think. That's ridiculous. We have to be human.
See, I knew you wouldn't believe me. Still, that's the truth. This place does have a name. The Ideas Graveyard.
Not at all creepy.
You and I are both incomplete characters in a story that has never been told. That's why we're doomed to be born again and again, hoping to achieve our final form and obtain the acceptance of our maker.
That's preposterous.
You know what? Forget it. You have to be a human being. I was only joking. That was funny.
You knew it. That was one weird metaphysical ramble you just went on. Didn't make a lick of sense. Anyway, how do you manage to travel from one world to another?
With magic. I'm a witch. Voila! There's nothing more to know about me.
We can learn how to use magic?
No, you can't. Only I'm able to do it because I'm special. I'm the chosen one.
Oh, I see. I get it. You should have told me that this sooner instead of rambling.
I hate you all so much sometimes.
Can you tell me more about Uchronias? I don't know why I asked that.
Like I said earlier, Uchronias can be defined as events, most often paradoxical ones lost in time. I especially focus on fairy tales, not only because they're well suited for the exercise, but because everyone thinks they already know about them.
Which means...
You probably think you know everything about the original fairy tales, right? However, there are dozens and dozens of versions for each story, and they all come from various lands in the same country. Sometimes the story can unfold in an entirely different way. If you think about it, how can you tell what is wrong and what's right? I've got the answer, because I'm the chosen one.
Really?
Today, I'm going to show you the truth behind a fairy tale you must have heard about. I'm going to show you what really happened, and you'll realize that different versions of the story do not necessarily contradict each other. It's actually quite the contrary. They're all true at the same time.
Sure, I understand what truth there is in fairy tales.
You'll understand when we'll get there. Trust me.
Don't think I do. Can you tell me more about what happens next?
You're a curious kind. I like that. Alright, to be honest, I'd rather have active and keen companions ready to face up to any challenge. It's a lot better than having lazy ones who just follow you around without ever saying a word and hesitate at every step. I hope this means that you're in the former category and not just annoying with your questions. Well, anyway, we're both going to the purification hall and I'm going to throw you in and forget about you. No, I'm just joking. I'll perform a ritual and take your soul with me in this little box. Without your body, you'll just be a drifting perspective, a mere spectator. I'll let you witness the events of the story without intervening. The rest will be up to you. Watch the detector on the right to spot fragments. With your insight and some clues hidden in the story to guide you, you'll have to spot which key events are tied to your past life. The closer you get to it, the redder this guy will become. This event will be symbolized by an item you'll have to find in the story. Each item will be tied to a piece of your memory. Collect fragments in your inventory. The more you have, the more chances you'll get to resolve the puzzle and remember who you are. You'll have to be quick not to miss them. I think we're done with the questions. Are you satisfied with my answers?
Yes, I think so. It's quite hard to determine what I could ask since this whole world is a mystery in itself. You've probably already thought about everything I could think of, and I bet you'd like to know the answers as much as I do.
Indeed. As you may have noticed, though one eventually gets used to living in purgatory, that doesn't really mean we have no interest in learning more when it's possible. Anyways, I think you're ready, and we really don't have time to waste with another collection of A's. Follow me to the temple, where we'll perform the ritual right away.
With a lovely smile on her face, Lynn stretches a hand towards me, and I took it. Though I did not understand everything about purgatory I was in, I felt like I had nothing to lose by following her. With an anxious heart, I went to the temple to look for my past. Am I even capable of remembering, of atoning? Don't be afraid. You're not alone. This is a mirror of your soul that went by way too fast.
Chronotopia.
I'm turning all the old people to hot dogs, and you're next!
The flying hell is going on.
Well, that sounds like a great plan. The world needs hot dogs. Oh, son, stop him! Why are you so